But first, a tragic wreck today at a dangerous intersection in Clarke County. Why county authorities say they need more help to keep accidents like this from happening.
News Center 11 at 6 starts now.
And good evening, I'm Lindsay Hall.
And I'm Candace Barnett. One person is dead and 6 others injured in a horrific car crash at a dangerous intersection in Clarke County.
It happened early this afternoon at the intersection of Highway 45 and Highway 145 near Mathis Peach Stand. Multiple wrecks have happened at this intersection over the past years, and now both law enforcement and locals want something to be done to make the area safer. Here's Perry Robinson now with tonight's top story.
A traumatic scene of events as many are left grieving after a 2-vehicle accident in Clarke County. We talked to one eyewitness who was driving behind the SUV before the wreck happened.
The car stopped and like 4 teenagers came out of the broken windows. And I'm just so sorry. It was not y'all's fault.
This specific location has become a hotbed for accidents over the years. The people over at Mathis Peach Stand say this has become a serious problem for residents.
I have seen so many wrecks happen there. We have been open here 17 years, and it is, I would say I've probably witnessed at least 50, if not more than that.
Clarke County Sheriff Todd Kemp expresses frustration. He says the state must come up with a better solution than the status quo.
How many more people have got to die? We've got 1 confirmed deceased here today, a possible another one, 7 people involved in 1 vehicle, 3 in another. And it's all because of the cross-flow traffic here on Highway 45.
Kemp is now urging the state to finally act and put this issue to rest.
We've got to do something to prevent the cross-flow traffic. The state's got to come in here and give us some help. They got to quit sitting on their thumbs and get out here and let's do a study on this thing and let's get something done.
Perry Robinson, News Center 11.
Mississippi Representative William Shirley Jr. of District 84, which includes Clarke County, said in a statement he has been in touch today with the Mississippi Department of Transportation and the Department of Public Safety to address the intersection and find a solution to the problem.
And 2 people died earlier this week and 5 others were injured after a wreck at a dangerous intersection in Clarke County.
Officials in the county have been trying for years to get help from the state to make it safer for drivers, but they need your help. Here's WTOK General Manager Tim Walker with a special editorial.
The following is a WTOK TV editorial with General Manager Tim Walker.
Earlier this week, the notorious Highway 45-145 intersection claimed 2 more lives. Without question, this is one of the most deadly intersections in Mississippi. We certainly understand Clarke County Sheriff Todd Kemp's frustration.
We can't get them up here to fix this. It's ridiculous. How many more people have got to die?
Sheriff Kemp has been battling this problem for 17 years. He's seen the loss of too many precious lives. His pleas to the state to do something significant to fix the problem at this intersection have apparently fallen on deaf ears. Yes, there are snazzy new stop signs with flashing lights around them. They're cute, but completely ineffective in broad open daylight. District 84 Representative William Shirley has pled this case to the Departments of Transportation and Public Safety. We certainly commend and appreciate his efforts, but they alone are not enough. The people who have and will die there are not all from Mr. Shirley's district. The state has to own this problem. It's time for every taxpayer-elected state representative and senator in earshot of this TV station to look beyond the boundaries of their own districts and use whatever influence they can muster to pressure these publicly funded state agencies to act with significance. If there are restrictions that prohibit solutions, get them changed, or get creative and figure a way around them. The sheriff needs your help.
The state's got to come in here and give us some help. They got to quit sitting on their thumbs and get out here and let's do a study on this thing and let's get something done.
The taxpayers should demand it. Our website has the contact information for these agencies so you can express your concerns directly. We hope you will.
WTOK welcomes opposing viewpoints from responsible members of the public.
the Mississippi Department of Transportation is now taking new steps to address the dangerous intersection at highways 45 and 145 in Clarke County after 2 fatalities last week. In an email response to WTOK's editorial on Friday, Southern Transportation Commissioner Tom King says work will begin to convert the median crossover into a partial J-turn intersection this week. This will only allow left turns from Highway 45. Vehicles from Highway 145 will not be able to enter the crossover. The temporary J-turn will be in place until plans are finalized for the permanent changes. A full report can be found at WTOK.com.
Good evening. I'm Candace Barnett. Lindsay Hall is off tonight. The sheriff of Clarke County says he's glad the Mississippi Department of Transportation is taking steps to make a dangerous intersection near the Lauderdale County line safer. On Monday, MDOT responded to WTOK's July 21st editorial about the Highway 45-145 intersection and announced both short-term and long-term fixes. News Center 11's Lindsay Jennings talked to Sheriff Todd Kemp and to locals about MDOT's safety plans. This is tonight's top story.
It's not an easy feat getting across the north and southbound lane.
Numerous wrecks. People just run through the intersection.
Mathis Peaches is right on the corner of Highway 45-145 intersection near the Lauderdale-Clarke County line.
Sometimes the building will shake.
As big trucks roll through, it looks like the massive rigs just barely miss the cars stopped at the crossover.
We try to monitor this intersection as much as we can, but I can't keep somebody up here 24 hours a day. I mean, I just don't have the manpower to do that.
Over the years, MDOT has updated striping, installed rumble bars, even increased the size of stop signs, and installed flashing lights. But fatal wrecks keep happening. Now MDOT will change the entire traffic flow by installing $1 million J-turn. This will only allow left turns from Highway 45. Vehicles from 145 will not be able to enter the crossover. The sheriff is glad the state is trying to make this intersection safer.
Our job is to save lives. Anything we can do up here to save someone's life, you know, you can't put a price tag on that, and I commend them for making those steps.
But not everyone is happy with the J-turn solution. The owners of Mathis Peaches, who believe a stoplight would be a quick fix, say that would also help keep them in business.
They won't notice that's how you get here, like coming from the north traveling south. They will, I think they'll just miss the J-turn. They won't see it, they won't notice it.
Lindsay Jennings, News Center 11.
MDOT says the Mississippi Highway Patrol stationed recent detail at that intersection, and 25 tickets were written there just yesterday alone. A temporary J-turn will remain in place until plans are finalized and construction for the permanent crossover changes. Installation is expected to start this week. There's been another wreck at a dangerous intersection in Clarke County. The accident happened around 3:30 this afternoon at the intersection of Highways 45 and 145 near Mathis Peach Stand. 2 cars were involved. Authorities say both drivers were taken to the hospital. The Mississippi Department of Transportation is installing a temporary J-turn at that intersection. Work will begin next week. Earlier this month, 2 people were killed in a car crash at that very intersection. A third person has now died after a fatal collision at a dangerous intersection on Highway 45 and 145 in Clarke County. Sergeant Andy West with the Mississippi Highway Patrol says Rusty Toller died yesterday at University Medical Center in Jackson. Gavin Toller and Tyler Toller both died in the crash on July 19th. 4 other people were injured in the accident. The Mississippi Department of Transportation says it's beginning work on a temporary J-turn at the intersection tomorrow. Folks that live and work near the deadly Highway 45-145 intersection near the Clarke-Lauderdale County line aren't too happy about the Mississippi Department of Transportation's decision to install a J-turn there. MDOT is wrapping up construction tonight on the $75,000 reconfiguration project, a project the state says will save lives. But not everyone thinks a J-turn is the best solution. In fact, more than 500 people have signed a petition asking MDOT to scrap the J-turn design. In this News Center 11 special assignment, WTOK News Director Pat Peterson has an update on this important story, which we've been following very closely for several weeks.
MDOT says converting the Highway 45-145 median crossover to a J-turn will make this dangerous intersection safer.
J-turn, save lives.
Highway crews use signs, striping, and devices called snapback delineators to build the temporary J-turn, which will cost between $50,000 and $75,000.
The J-turn is an engineering safety countermeasure that is installed at locations where there is a significant history of severe, life-altering crashes.
This MDOT video shows how a J-turn works. A J-turn only allows left turns from US 45. Drivers using Highway 145 will not be able to enter the crossover.
It reduces accidents, injuries, and fatalities by 50% with the J-turn. So it's much better than a signal light in traffic patterns such as this. It's much better than a four-way stop sign.
I'm not in favor of it. I think it's going to create a more jumbled mess than what we have already.
But not everyone is happy with the state's decision to install a J-turn. In fact, more than 500 people have signed a petition asking the state to scrap the project.
I think trucks coming and going out of this area is going to be a problem. You're going to have a lot more traffic. Potential traffic accidents.
Starters, I'm glad we're doing something because there's been many wrecks right here. I don't think this is the right solution for all the traffic that's going through this area.
This petition was created after last month's deadly wreck, which prompted WTOK General Manager Tim Walker to broadcast this editorial about the problems at the intersection.
Without question, this is one of the most deadly intersections in Mississippi.
Hundreds are also voicing their concerns on Facebook.
We have 266 followers.
We are all in favor of them doing something to prevent the accidents, but we just do not think that a J-turn would be the answer. The four-way stop would be safer than a J-turn. It would be cheaper. The people of the community want it. It would be better for the businesses.
I've got some questions about it. You're moving the problem from one place to another. So what are we accomplishing here? I think their minds are made up at this point to do what they're going to do. And I'm in the life-saving business. And that's what my whole goal about this whole project's been about, is try to save some lives. You know, we had another one die the day before yesterday related to the accident 2 weeks ago. So how many more? How many more? But are we moving the problem to another part of the highway? That's my concern at this point.
Some folks were saying, well, you could put a four-way stop up for $1,000.
Well, the traffic pattern does not warrant a four-way stop.
What about the argument from some of the folks that live and work around here that, well, you're just moving the accident scene to another location by using the J-turn?
Well, where we have placed the J-turns, to my knowledge, there have not been any fatalities. And that's what it's all about, and that's saving lives and protecting the public.
They've gathered 500 petitions opposing the J-turn. Is there any recourse there, or is it pretty much, you know, hey guys, we know what we're doing?
Well, we appreciate their concern. Safety is our #1 priority. And will always will be. We just didn't come up with this last week. We've been studying this for several months, and we feel like the J-turn is the safest way to go in this area for this traffic pattern that we have here now.
Pat Peterson, News Center 11.
As we mentioned, the temporary J-turn will cost between $50,000 and $75,000. MDOT says because this was an emergency project and not a planned project already on the books, funding will come from the maintenance budget. That means routine maintenance jobs in the area like mowing and pothole repairs will likely be put on hold. A permanent J-turn will cost about $1 million.